Hey, what's going on? You're tuned into the Daily Geek right here on SweetGeek.tv. I'm your host, Griffin, and today is the 6th of October, 2008. Let's get to the geek news, starting off with story number one. MySpace has streamed their billionth song after only being launched for a few days. That is not bad. It took iTunes 3 years to do 1 billion song downloads. Of course, a little bit different since iTunes is a download service where you have to pay, and MySpace is a free streaming service. But still, not a bad milestone to meet. Story number two, Senator Kohl, a senator from Wisconsin, the chairman of the Senate Antitrust Committee, has written a letter to the Assistant Attorney General, Thomas Barnett, saying, hey, can you intervene to protect competition as far as the Google Yahoo search ad deal goes? Now, I've said from the beginning that this deal is not very good for competition in the online search marketing field. Now, some senators are jumping on board with that. If you want to check out the whole letter that he wrote to Thomas Barnett, why don't you check out the interesting link section on our main site, SweetGeek.tv, for that. Moving on to story number three, lots of news from eBay in the sense that they are laying off 1,000 workers. That's 10% of their workforce, but they're also going to be buying Bill Me Later for $820 million and $125 million in outstanding options. Not only that, but they're acquiring another business, DBA.DK, for $390 million. And of course, that is an online classified ad site there in Denmark, which we reported earlier that they were on and looking for online classified ad sites to buy. Let's move on to story number four, We talked about last week how Robert Kiyosaki had some pointers for public speaking. Now, Seth Godin has a nice blog article about 9 steps to PowerPoint magic. You put those two together, public speaking points and a good presentation on PowerPoint, and man, you are the whole package. If you want to check out that blog article, we have a link to that on our interesting link section on our main site, SweetGeek.tv. Story number 5, the Blackberry Storm. Got a few news pieces about them. Well, the main one, of course, being that they are going to have an app store for the Blackberry Storm. But here's kind of a drawback, is that each cell phone carrier is going to have to update their own app store. So each individual carrier will have their own app store. Now, the second piece of news is that Boy Genius Report was able to get a hold of a user guide manual for the Blackberry Storm, which is huge news. Now, if you want to check out pictures of the app store on the Blackberry Storm, or you want to check out the Blackberry Storm's user manual, well, check out the link section on our interesting link section, on our main site, SweetGeek.tv. Let's move on to story number 6. Are you curious how the T-Mobile G1 is going to run the Google Android platform? Well, now you're going to be able to test drive it in the form of an online emulator that I have a link to on the interesting link section on our main site, SweetGeek.tv, so make sure you go check that out if you're so inclined. And the last story of the day, story number 7, Verizon has an update saying that their $28.1 billion buyout of Alltel is scheduled to be completed and is on track for the end of the year. And that is the Geek News for October 6, 2008. I'm your host, Griffin Grandberg, for the Daily Geek on SweetGeek.tv, and I'll catch you right back here tomorrow.